So, here's a skill that you need to have in order to be a good addict. You have to have developed the ability to lie to yourself and to believe your own lies. It sounds hilarious, but I spent so many years lying to myself, looking in the mirror, lying to myself, pretending like, oh, I don't really have an addiction problem. I don't really struggle with food and with porn, with whatever else it was at the time. The list goes on for me. And you get good at it. You get so good at lying. That's the skill that makes you an addict. That's the skill that you need to move away from. The skill that you must bury. You must bury that skill forever and replace it with absolute honesty, absolute authenticity. The opposite of lying to yourself about your problems, which then, by the way, carries over into your relationships. Unfortunately, you lie to yourself and then you deliver the same lie, either about yourself or about other people, to your loved ones. And it's just like bad, stinky breath. You think that there is no issue, but everybody else can recognize it. So, the ability to let go of these lies is the skill that we all need to develop in life, especially as addicts, especially as people with self-destructive behaviors, people with reactive behaviors, compulsive behaviors, and all sorts of negative behaviors that we're trying to get rid of. Because step number one is the recognition. If you're lying to yourself, you are inevitably refusing step number one. You are diminishing step number one. You are diminishing the importance of it. You are diminishing the significance of it. I have tremendous respect for anyone who has gone through any sorts of addiction, any habit that they had to let go of. What I don't understand so much is that we tend to bring down the value of losing a large amount of weight. We tend to bring down the value of stopping scrolling on social media, doom scrolling, surfing the net. We tend to bring down the value of these skills that can take lifetimes to develop. Quitting pornography, we tend to diminish these things. These things have become normalized in this society. It's normal to overeat. It's normal to eat junk food, to eat fried food every day. And listen, that's why this channel is called Cavemen, because your ancestors weren't eating that garbage. And we all deserve to take a moment and just connect with our roots, ask ourselves, where did we come from? And what in the world are we becoming? In what world do we live in where social media addictions are normalized? In what world do we live in where shopping addictions through all these posts and all these influencers are normalized? And then same goes with food, same goes with pornography. Everything you see drives your next moves. And this could be anything. So you could be struggling with literally anything. And I want you to just take a step back and ask yourself, what am I staring at? What am I looking at? And chances are the answer is right there. You're looking at half-naked women half of the day, and then you wonder, why do I masturbate to pornography every night? You should probably stop looking at all these hot girls on Instagram. Let them be beautiful, let them be hot, let them be who they are. But do not engage in that, right? That's the world that we're living in today. And our inability to recognize it, our inability to do anything about it. And that same inability, man, is the same thing that keeps us all trapped. Truth is, life is like this. Every second is clicking. Looking at the clock, there's barely any time left. Somewhere beyond your 50s and 60s, even if you live another 30, 40 years, which I hope you do, chances are you won't be able to do much. So that the recognition that your childhood is already gone, right? Your teenage years are already gone. You're somewhere in your 20s, your 30s, and beyond, maybe in your 40s. And how much time is actually left? How much of that time do you actually want to commit to a self-destructive behavior, to a habit that you do not enjoy, you're not proud of? You know, if you're a boy, do you think about fatherhood? Do you think about what kind of man you want to be and what kind of presentation, what kind of representation you want to have onto this world for the next generation? And this could be your own kids or others, right? Do you think about that? And I want to encourage you that you should. You should be thinking about that. Your brain shouldn't be focused on just getting laid, making money, paying the bills. Those are incredibly important things, and I think about those things all the time. I'm not rich. There's something beyond. There's something deeper. And all of those topics are surface level conversations. There's something deeper. And that's why you're here. You're here on this journey in life to discover that thing that's deeper, that means something to you. And you owe it to yourself, man. You owe it to yourself to go on that journey of exploring. But the problem begins when you lie. The problem begins when you find the damn thing, or at least have an idea of what it might be, but you lie about the habits, the behaviors, the friendships that you need to get rid of in order to move on to that journey. You lie about the addictions that you've discovered that you weren't even aware of. But even though subconsciously you wake up the next day with guilt because you've drank too much soda, you jerk off to that girl on pornography websites, but you're still not ready to let go. And I'm here to tell you can let go. You have to hear that 1,000 times, in 1,000 different videos, by 1,000 different people. But you're gonna get there. If only you continue on the journey. You're gonna get there. If only you maintain your consistency. You're not gonna get there but staying at home and feeling like shit about the past, judging yourself about all the missed opportunities, all the times that you relapsed, and all the times that you're going to relapse. I'm going to relapse. Let go and find surrender, find freedom in the truth that none of us are perfect. None of us have figured anything out. The longer you live, the longer you recognize that people around don't know anything. And specifically, the people who tell you they know something, they even know less. They know less for two reasons. One, they're dying to prove themselves to you, to get your money, so they're faking it. Number two, they're so focused in that ego of knowing that they forget all the other lessons that life is teaching them in the moment. They're so focused on the lessons they have learned in the past that they're no longer present and allowing life to continuously teach them more. That's all life is. It's a journey of living and learning and loving. But you gotta allow yourself to love despite the failures, despite the relapses, despite all the judgments, all the mistakes, all the things that go wrong, all the people you lose, all the opinions people have about your life. You gotta love yourself despite all of it. And the cool thing is, the longer you keep going, the more there is to let go of. And at the same time, the more love you can have for yourself. It's like the more you let go, the more you love yourself. The more you let go, the more you love yourself. Anyway, hope you get something out of this video. Most importantly, you're not alone. The journey of any addict is a journey of struggle. It's a daily battle. It's a daily battle within. It's a battle of discipline that is never conquered. And we find peace, we find our center, not in the illusion and the lie to ourselves that we have conquered it and it's all over now, it's game over, we can go home and just relax and drink beer for the rest of our lives. No. We find comfort in the recognition that at any moment we can relapse, at any moment we can go back. But we are powerful enough that we can bring ourselves back. Tomorrow is a different day and you can start all over again. Even after today, right? I can relapse right after this video, but I can start all over again. It never ends. As long as I'm alive, I fight. Thank you all for watching.